What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we got a bunch of news coming for the One Piece TCG, and I am very, very excited indeed. So let's start off having a look at the booster pack for OP-05. And it took way too long to see this, right? Like, it took way too long for them to show us the booster pack for OP-05. But it's got Gear 5 Luffy on. And they must have been hiding it for that reason. Like, by now, we generally would have seen the booster pack. But maybe they were like, oh, we're not ready to show off Gear 5 Luffy yet, which I kind of understand. I know they've been really building up to it in the anime, but it does seem a little bit weird that it made us hang on this long, especially since it's been in the manga for a while. A little bit strange, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. Little bit strange. But of course, you know, if we have a look, for instance, at the booster pack for OP-04, got Law and Luffy on it. Like, nobody's looking at that and being like, oh, massive spoilers. Everyone's kind of cool with that. This time round, I get they were trying to kind of hold off on showing, and maybe it's, you know, maybe they'd shown manga Gear 5 Luffy, but they were trying to hold off. I'm not entirely sure, right? But either way, it took them too long to show us. Of course, it had to be Gear 5 Luffy on the booster pack. I know sometimes they come completely out of left field, like the OP-03 booster pack. I do think it's fair to say was weird. Like Charlotte, Katakuri, and Rob Lucci. And I know the whole point of OP-03 was that it featured the villains. I get that. I understand the point. But Charlotte, Katakuri, and Rob Lucci, although very cool villains, they're still villains at the end of the day. And then, you know, it's not like Luffy generally gets a booster pack. You know, OP-01, Luffy on the booster pack. OP-02, Luffy on the booster pack. OP-04, Luffy on the booster pack. So they kind of throw it out of left field a little bit here. But OP-05, it had to be Luffy. Had to be Luffy, ladies and gentlemen. We just didn't really have much of a choice. I mean, come on. And to be clear, OP-02, they gave us Sakazuki and Edward Newgate, but they still gave us Luffy on there as well. Well, I suppose Paramount War Luffy was kind of at the middle of it. But then so was Ace, and Ace isn't on there. I don't know. So yeah, obviously it had to be. I showed you the other day this Gear 5 Luffy, the secret rare that also has a manga rare coming around in the set. There are 3 versions of the card. And I called it yesterday, or whenever I showed it to you, a couple of days ago. I called it the most ridiculous card we've ever seen, and it is. It's got a fairly sensible skill that lets you pay 1 to play a Don active from your Don deck, which is cool. But it's a 10 cost 12,000 power that when you play it, Don minus 10, put all of your characters other than Luffy on the bottom of your deck, and then take an extra turn after this one. It's a ridiculous card. I also love the manga rare. I adore the artwork on the manga rare here. It is my favourite of the manga rares so far, and there's no way this isn't going to be ridiculously expensive, and that makes me very, very, very sad indeed. Maybe I'll pull it. I don't know. So yeah, booster pack's out. That's kind of cool. You know what else is cool? Actually, the fact they have confirmed it for release in December in English. Well, scheduled for release in December. That could obviously change. But that's quite a big deal, the fact they've actually gone and told us the English release this early. Coming out on the 26th of August over in Japan, which is a little bit sad. I will be gone by that point. Never mind, eh? But what else is really, really cool? Promos. I am an absolute sucker for magazine promos. Absolute sucker for magazine promos. Don't mind telling you, ladies and gentlemen. And the next issue of One Piece magazine is going to feature a promo of Yamato. And that looks like Oda artwork, does it not? Seems to be Oda artwork. I might be being really dumb here. It might just look kind of similar, but the artist name is missing from where we would usually see it. And, you know, in that kind of top right corner. And it certainly looks like Oda. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's a Yamato card, and it is actually a brand new card. It is a numbered promo number 46, and that's actually an interesting change because we did see a promo before. It was a promo Ace, which came around in the One Piece magazine, and what was interesting was it was actually an alternate art. It was an alternate art of the, well, it was still a promo Ace, to be fair, the one that's got double attack, which is very cool. But, yeah, it's a different artwork of an existing card. Whereas here, they've actually gone and given us a brand new card, which I find very, very interesting indeed. I've no real extra comment about that. It's just kind of weird that last time they gave us an alternate art of a promo we'd seen before, this time they're giving us a brand new promo. And actually, just as another quick little side note, if anyone hasn't picked up the magazine that's got Ace in, it's basically like a One Piece magazine, but it's a special one that just charts One Piece merch throughout the years. And it's got sections, you know, with video games and card games and toys and all of that. Fascinating, fascinating magazine, taking you just through like the history of One Piece merch. The only thing I will tell you is, if you read that magazine or flick through it, you will find yourself longing for like half of the stuff they sell in there, and you'll realize you're not able to get it, and that will make you a little bit sad. Never mind, eh? So anyway, less about that. More about this new promo. Well, what we've got coming in with this new promo is we've got a Yamato, and we've got ourselves a purple Yamato, promo 46, 1 cost, 2,000 power, counter plus 1,000, so it's little. But on play, you may place all of your cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck, in any order, and then draw the same number of cards. This is actually a -1 in terms of cards, though. This is really, really important. Because let's say you've got 6 cards in hand, you play Yamato, you put 5 under and draw 5, but you had 6 before you played Yamato, because Yamato, of course, is being played, not put to the bottom of your deck. It's not terribly important all of the time, but it is actually very, very, very much worth bearing in mind that you are getting technically a -1. That is important. And actually, now I'll be honest with you, I'm not an expert on this. Turns out One Piece magazine only comes out every 6 months. This is due for release, incidentally, on the 4th of September. Again, I will be back from Japan by then, which will be very sad. But this is coming out on the 4th of September, which is 6 months and 2 days after the previous one, which was the one that had Ace in. Now, let's be clear, all right? This does not exactly give us a huge sample set of data, but it does seem like they're actually giving us a promo every time now. Because, okay, we didn't get one in Volume 15, but that was August 2022. That was, ages ago. But now it seems like, Volume 16, we get the Ace. Volume 17, we get Yamato. And let's face it, One Piece card game is right now, it's a big part of the One Piece brand. I don't think that's an unfair statement to make. And the One Piece magazine is going to be celebrating, you would imagine, the card game as well as everything else. Why? And it's only every 6 months. Surely they can find a new promo every 6 months to pop in here. Like, surely they can do that. I think they can. I'm genuinely excited. This Yamato, I legit love this Yamato. I think this Yamato is great. It is a 1-cost card, which is super, super cheap, which is very important. And it just completely refreshes your hand. Now, admittedly, once Yamato hits the field, you've got like a 2,000 power character, which really isn't doing very much, and that's a little bit sad, boo hiss, etc. But if you've got a terrible hand, and sometimes we have terrible hands, right? We all know sometimes we have terrible hands. If you have a terrible hand, this could work. This could really, really genuinely work. So yeah, I really like this. Wano country is a trait we've got here. But yeah, Land of Wano. I really like this one. Being able to get like a full hand refresh on play, I think this one's kind of cool. One of my first reactions here is actually thinking Onigashima. Like, we all know that the decks that want to play Onigashima, they kind of need it. They really need it. And sure, you've got your mulligan to try and find it, but we've seen over and over again, if you don't find it, it's pretty bad. This is a 1-cost character that can literally be played on turn 1 going first. And then if you don't have this in hand, this just gives you another chance to draw into it. And we've all seen the difference that can make. Now, this is just one example of how this card can be used. But my point here is, it's a 1-cost card, and there's not much you can do turn 1 going first with only 1 Don. But this is something you absolutely can. And then the opportunity to basically refresh your hand, give yourself a chance to draw into those cards you desperately need but didn't have initially. I really like this. I think this could see a bunch of play. Now, I'm not sure how much I love having it as a magazine promo, because of the whole might make it more awkward to get hold of. But yeah, this one's really cool. I've got my pre-order in for this. It's up for pre-order on Amazon Japan at the moment. I think this is really cool. And honestly, I enjoyed the One Piece magazine last time. I'm loving One Piece now that I've read the entire manga. If they're just going to give me a promo card every time this magazine comes out, I think this might be one I buy every 6 months. I think I'd spare the funds every 6 months. For now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about the OP-05 booster pack artwork. I want to know what you think about this promo, about One Piece magazine, about anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and card games and all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.